Sports, art, and hip-hop culture have always been intertwined, even more so with the emergence of social media. Some of the most talented artists and designers in the world have platforms to connect with athletes and sports leagues. And one of those talented designers just so happens to hail from Oakland. Meet Dustin Canalin. I am joined by a very special guest, Dustin Canalin. He is a designer. He is born and bred in Oakland, California. And Dustin has designed a lot of clothing that you see all the time out there. You probably just haven't known it. And he has a lot of Oakland roots inspired in those clothing. Justin, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, how's it going?
Going
nice
well,
to be
man.
Here.
So let's start off with one of your most visually popular items, I guess, to Bay Area natives and more specifically Warriors fans. You designed that City Edition jersey a couple years back with the Oakland tree in the center of that jersey. Obviously, it was very popular. The Warriors won a whole lot of games in that jersey. What was the inspiration behind it, and how did you get involved?
So the inspiration behind it was pretty simple. We just wanted to create something that was like purely authentic to Oakland. We knew it was the last year or last couple of years that they'd be playing in Oakland. So we wanted to really kind of dig deep and portray something that people from Oakland really understood. So, you know, that tree is on every street sign in Oakland. We grew up with it on our rec league shirts, and it's just synonymous with Oakland. So I was recruited to design for the NBA when Nike first got their license to do the NBA jersey. So not only did I work on a lot of the Warriors stuff, I got to work on all the other NBA teams too. So it was a true childhood dream, you know, growing up in the Bay, you know, rooting on the Warriors, but also being a fan of basketball. So
tell me where we could see some of your other work, especially in the sports world, Sports Night Live, Hoop Session. These are basketball shows that you're on, and I know you have some other work that can be displayed in the sports realm. Tell me about it, and where can we find it?
So yeah, after leaving Nike, I kind of took a step back, and I started my own studio where I designed for multiple brands, Nike, Converse, Steph Curry, Puma. I just did a collaboration with LA Gear. And I also started my own clothing line, which is kind of my pride and joy in all of the years learning the skill and the craft behind the curtain. It's really kind of coming into fruition as, you know, a brand that I feel like represents me and kind of my background going into my start of my new career, and it's called Trophy Hunting. But yeah, there's a lot. Like I'm working with this. I'm doing as much work as I possibly can, not taking any time for granted, and just trying to kind of leave my mark. I'm super inspired by basketball and sport, and obviously the Bay Area. So if you like those things, then you'll definitely like a lot of my work.
Now, we'll have the full conversation with Dustin on KRON4.com, but just a great guy. One of his items that we saw there, it was by Puma, the Black Fives. It's a really cool story. You guys should all look it up at home, but I purchased that online. It's nice, matches my Jordans, so, you know.
There you go. It matches Jason's sneakers,
yeah,
you said.
For sure. We gotta rep Dustin, and so much talent here in the Bay Area, just not even on the hardwood or the athletics field. It's just a diverse, talent-rich area we're in. So, you know, love highlighting those guys. Shout out to Dustin.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun getting to highlight like photographers, designers, because there's so much more that goes into the game and the coverage that you see than just the athletes themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't